All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. I'm Jeff Cook. I'm the vice chair of the commission, and unfortunately, Chairman Jamie Woodson can't be here today. She's a little bit under the weather, so I am certainly not as smart nor as cute as she is. So today's not going to go as nice as it could, but otherwise we'll get through it, and hopefully she'll be here tomorrow. So with that in mind, Danette, if you please call the roll.
Dennis Gardner. Here. Angie Box. Here. Bill Cox. Here. Connie King. Chad Baker. James Stroud. Here. Bill Swan. Here. Kent Woods. Here. Brian McLaren. Tony Sanders. Here. Kurt Holbert. Here. Jeff Cook. Here. Jamie Woodson. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Jeanette. And today is a committee day, and so since we're really not voting on much, and a lot of times we, ask that only the committee members ask questions and discuss it. But I think today, since it's more just informational, just the entire commission, I think it'd be great to ask questions and do that discussion. And folks from the public, if you have any questions or comments, please step to the microphone and to say your name and address either me or the chairman of whichever committee is being discussed. So with that in mind, we'll get going. I'd like to recognize Director Carter.
Thank you, Chairman Cook. There are a number of people here today that I hope will be introduced as we go through the agenda. I did want to just recognize a few people that I know right off the bat. One being, of course, the Hatcher family, Jerry, Terry, and Betty that we've known for years. Bob Hatcher that worked with us for many, many years is who the award is named after today, and we'll talk more about that later, but sure glad y'all could brave the weather to be here with us too. Be several people, I think, also from Austin Peay State University that we'll acknowledge at a later time. Also, Ron Crabtree and Andy Edwards from Quail Forever are both in the audience today. Thanks y'all for being here. Boyd Barker, the Assistant Commissioner of Department of Agriculture, who's always with us. So Boyd, thank you, wherever you are. There. Dave Kostersky, who's the International Director of Affairs for Ducks Unlimited Canada. Dave will be talking with you later. And Mary Miller, who's the U.S. Forest Service biologist for the Cherokee, is also with us. And then a guy I just met recently, Gary Myers. Gary was director for 32 years here at the agency, and I never followed in Gary's footsteps. I don't know if that's possible, but I certainly moved into that position when Gary retired, and we're all very indebted to all the things he did for many, many years, and just want to make sure that everybody that didn't know Gary got a chance to say hello. And Gary, again, thanks you for being here and all you did for all those years. So with that, Mr. Chairman, David, where are you? Are we good to go? Okay. If it's okay with you, we'd call on David Hanni.
Thank you, Commission, for allowing me to speak at the meeting. This is a real special award. It's the Robert N. Hatcher Ornithological Scholarship. This was started just last year, was the first award recipient. And so this year, I just want to talk a little bit about the scholarship and the 2017 awardee. And so the scholarship, again, has been around since 2016, and it's awarded to senior level students that are focusing in ornithology, and it's a $1,000 a year award that's been given out in honor of the legacy of Robert M. Hatcher, who was mentioned to be an employee of TWRA as the non-game biologist for many years. Some of the amazing things that he's done is anytime you see a bluebird license plate on someone's car, that was one of the initiatives that he was really involved with. And also he was the one to really help bring bald eagles back into the state, coming from essentially no nests to, we have about 200 nests or over 200 nests in the state now. So the award winner for the 2017 Robert M. Hatcher Ornithological Scholarship is Mackenzie Roeder from Austin Peay University. Mackenzie is from a small town in the Catskill Mountains in New York, where she inherited her love for birds from her great-grandmother. She is an avid volunteer and has spent the past 10 years leading bird watching hikes at wildlife refuges and caring for injured and orphaned birds at wildlife rehabilitation clinics. During her undergraduate years, she has become interested in molecular biology, earned 2 bachelor degrees, one in forensic science and one in biology. And from there, she assisted with the Missouri Ozark Forest Ecosystem Project that monitored the effects of forest management on breeding birds, specifically focusing on the indigo bunting. She joined the AmeriCorps and worked at Crab Orchard Natural Wildlife Refuge in Illinois, where she led bird watching hikes, taught bird identification courses, ran the junior duck stamp competition, and helped lead winter bald eagle tours. So currently, Mackenzie is a biology graduate student at Austin Peay State University under Stefan Woltman. Their research is the first modern genetic assessment of 2 extant subspecies of the seaside sparrow on the Atlantic coast. The Fish and Wildlife Service was recently petitioned to list the southernmost subspecies, McGillivray's seaside sparrow, as threatened or endangered. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife will consider their research in determining if McGillivray's seaside sparrow is genetically distinct from the northern seaside sparrow, and if they require a separate or additional approach to management and conservation. So Mackenzie has received several awards. She is a recipient of the Cotts Thornwell Scholarship, the Austin Peay State University Graduate Student Research Support Grant, the Presidential Volunteer Service Lifetime Achievement Award, and this was awarded to people who are committing over 4,000 hours to volunteer efforts, and also the Austin Peay State University Summa Cum Laude Academic Achievement Award for maintaining a 4.0 GPA. This spring, she'll be graduating early from Austin Peay State University to begin a PhD program with the SHARP, which is the Saltbird Habitat and Avian Research Project at the University of Maine. She will use a genomic approach to study the evolutionary history and adaptive capacity of tidal marsh birds in the face of climate change. And so overall, Mackenzie's plans for the future are to complete her doctorate, use her skills in molecular biology and evolutionary ecology to help conserve threatened and endangered birds and their habitats. So with that, I'd like to recognize Mackenzie Roeder for the 2017 recipient of the Robert M. Hatcher Ornithological Scholarship.